I am going to start a brand new compost pile today. As a organic gardener, this is something that I should have done even before I have started building the garden, but I wanted to do it nicely, and that kept holding me back a bit because this area is where we chose to do our composting at. And before I started, I wanted to have cut all of these bushes over here on this side and cleared out all of the back in there, but that didn't happen, and it's already July, so we're going to do imperfectly today. We're just going to get it done, start getting organic matter piled up in here on this area, and within the season I would take some time to clear this side and clear the back, and hopefully by the fall we have a bit of a better setup. But I really need a place now to start putting the things that we have been gathering from our property. So you have an idea of location. This is where I was standing, and here is where our garden is, right behind it. So it'll be very easy for me to just walk from the garden and put all of my plant trimmings in here. And this is in the shade, which is good, so I won't have to be watering the compost all the time. For now, we're just gonna keep it simple with grass clippings, some mulch, and some yard waste, and then we're going to build on from there. Here on this wheelbarrow, you can see that our grass has lots of leaves mixed into it, which is great. So this is a nice mixture of browns and greens already. The grass clippings count as greens, and everything that's dried out counts as browns. So the wood chips would be some of our browns too. I'm going to just drop this here, make it easier. And it's kind of nice and fluffy already. We didn't pack much once we took out of the bagger from our lawnmower. So that looks good. And now I'm just going to try to get some of this mulch here and put on top of it. Don't want to be too heavy. I want to still have some airflow, but that will help weigh down the grass so it doesn't blow away. We have a lot of wind here too, and I tried to do a little bit of a compost pile before, which I'll show you guys after I finish this. Found a problem in there, that's why I wanted to make a new one. I added a lot of leaves to that one also, and it all blew away. So I need to keep things a little heavier here in order to get this pile going. When I went to the Queen's Botanical Garden a couple years ago to learn more, or a few years ago maybe, to learn more about composting in New York City, they showed us there that they do layers of wood chips and food scraps that they collect from the neighborhood, or people drop it off, or they get from the beans that are now mandatory in the city, the brown beans. But over there they have this tube underneath the piles with holes and the air blowing, so it's a little bit faster for them. But they also taught us that if we just want to do this, this is considered a passive horticultural waste pile. I'm not going to be actively managing, and I'm not going to take temperatures or anything yet. I do want to learn about that. I want to learn about hot composting and making composting faster, but we're going to do one thing at a time. This looks good for now. I'm going to stop here, and we're going to take a walk to the front in a minute to show you guys the pile of wood chips that we have and some other things that I plan to put here. I might need to put some more wood chips before I cut all of this and then add all of this green matter to this area. And eventually I'd like to make a 3-bean composting system here with pallets that we can just grab for free. So we gotta get those first, and then hopefully by the fall we can make something a little nicer, like I mentioned. Now we're going to take a quick walk around the property, and I'll show you other things that I would like to add to the compost. I want to rake all of these leaves and organic matter that's here along with this corner as well, and then add that to the compost pile to clean up a little bit. Things are growing fast and getting a little bit out of control. We've been having a hard time getting things done here, and this area is really bothering me. I would walked all of this today earlier, but I wanted to also get all of these browns in here, sweep all of this, get all these leaves that stayed here since the fall, and add to our newly made compost pile back there. And also if I have kitchen scraps, I can just come off my door over there, come down, and then go straight to the compost. So I'd like to also add wood chips in here, because mowing and wood walking takes a lot of time. We have been spending a lot of time doing that in mow this morning, but that also takes time away from me being able to do stuff in the garden. So I like to mulch all of this eventually, so it's easy for me to just come here and keep managing this compost pile, and hopefully by the end of the year you guys will see a completely different scene over here right now. So make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, so you can follow along and see how our composting journey goes. Bringing in compost is very expensive, and I think most of us that want to garden organically really want to also be able to produce most of our compost. It's a little hard, or can feel intimidated. Maybe it's not hard, we just have to figure things out. But my goal with this garden and this property would be having a closed loop where I don't have to bring so many inputs like fertilizer or compost here to make our garden healthy. Hopefully I would be able to, with whatever we have in this big property that we're renting, be able to produce everything that needs to feed my garden. And also in the kitchen when I'm cooking, I like to get my food scraps to also stay here and close the loop in that way too, just giving even more nutrients to the garden. And this here is the big brand new mulch pile that we got dropped off, and here is a pile that we've been taking from that was already here when we moved in September. This is what I used to try to make a little mini compost pile similar to what I just did over there. But when I was digging here earlier, I forgot to bring my pitchfork with me now. I just saw something that I was not really happy about, made me a little sad actually. I'm gonna go grab my pitchfork to show you guys. Okay, let's see if we can see what's going on here. If I can find some more of them. You see it here? This is a jumping worm. I'm going to show you how to identify the trash a little bit when we pick them up. See if I can put it in a easier place to see. From what I was told, the jumping worms, they would, you see the trash when you try to move them. They have this snake-like pattern, and they have this more white, you see right here? I'll put the name of this on the screen. I can't really pronounce it correctly. This area of the worm over here. It's closer to the head and tends to be whitish. So now they're still young because it's summer. In the fall, this gets really white from what I've read. So I was a bit concerned of moving whatever was in here to our new composting pile over there. I didn't see any on that area. I don't know, they could be there, but I don't want to move anything that's in here there. And I'm now going to learn a bit more about managing them, and we'll try, at least in the garden, the built-in garden that we just made, to manage them a little better. Here I decided to just leave this be. I might just spread this a little bit to the back over there, and maybe we can try to plant some shade tolerant things here. Some of the native plants I've started from seed that I still have on the milk jugs. There are a couple hostas here that I thought they were dead and I put it in here last fall when I started this, and they're growing, so I also need to move them. But since they have jumping worms, I'm a little skeptical to take them out of here and put in a different area of the garden. If I do decide to grab anything from here, I am going to try to take in small scoops and sort of inspect for worms before I move it to our brand new area over there. We'll see how it goes. But if not, I'm just going to spread this mulch here too and try to mulch this area, which also needs to be addressed. This front driveway area here, it's something that I didn't really have a chance to do anything with yet. We wanted to put a lot more mulch here because we learned that a thin layer just lets the weeds through, as you can see here, and grass and all of that. So this is probably a 2 to 3 inch layer, and we got that other pile mainly just to spread another thick layer on top of this so we won't have so many weeds growing through it. I also wanted to put some wood chips between those beds, like I talked about it in my last garden tour. And here on this side, originally I wanted to plant a lot of the shade loving native flowers that I started from seed last winter, and it's just like an overgrown mess. I have to take some time to deal with this eventually too, but the priority was the veggie garden and the compost area. And now I think the next thing I really have to work through is manage these no dig beds, and we'll keep working on these other things as the season progresses. If you had to deal with jumping worms in your garden before too, and you would like to give me some tips, please make sure to put them in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you next time.